What's up, guys? Kyle R. TruX back once again. It's been too long since our last TruArchitecture video, and so today, before we got started, I wanted to just give you a little background of the course that I'm going to showcase, the hole on this course. It's called Atwood Golf Course, and I haven't had any holes on my TruArchitecture series yet from this course, and the reason being is that many of the holes, the majority of the holes, are not architecturally very unique or have too much character to them. However, in this video, I'm going to be talking about the use of trees as hazards. And with that being said, this course was built back in 1970, 1971 by an architect named Charles Maddox. And basically, he was given this plot of land where there was hardly any trees. Now, as we go through the video, I'll give you guys a pic of the course, an overhead, a bird's eye view of the course from over 21 years ago in 1994, and you'll notice a lot of just specks of small trees. And essentially, this course over the last 10 years has gained a lot of growth through these trees. And they've also established a lot of no-mow areas. And with these no-mow areas, there's kind of been this disconnect between what kind of course this actually is. Now, the area that this course is in, northern Illinois, there's a lot of trees. Rockford, Illinois is known as the Forest City. And so it made me think, what was Charles Maddox, what was his philosophy going into building this course? Was it one where he was given this sparse plat of land and wanted to plant some trees? And if so, were those trees necessary for being hazards? And I think that was the case. There's been a couple trees planted within the past 15 years that have added or aided in this design flaw, if you will. And so today, it's hole number 5, it's par 4, and you'll truly get an idea of what was not really working at the time when Maddox was designing this course. It's a course that I think, with a lot of tree removal and some bunker renovations, some simple adjustments to those bunker renovations and placement of bunkers, you could have a course that I think was misidentifying itself as a parkland course when really it should have a linksy type of look. It doesn't play because it's soft in the nature of our soil, not very sandy. It has a plain characteristics of a typical parkland course, but it could play and look like a link style course with the removal of all these trees and the placement of bunkers being adjusted. So just a little bit of background information there for you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode.
So here you go, guys, the par 4 5th hole at Atwood. A true example of how trees are utilized as hazards and how flawed that is as a design implement in golf course architecture. You'll see from the top there the trees on the inside part of the dog leg on the left. Here's a good look from the black tees. It's not a very long hole, but it's not a very short hole. It's basically your standard mid-length par 4. Here's a look from the blue tees and the white tees. Tees that majority of golfers play here. And you'll notice as we come to these next couple shots, the big clump of trees on the right. And this is a very poor utilization of trees, because with it being a dogleg left, you need to start your ball right, but you can't because of that big tree. And I don't know why this was planted or left. It's just going to hurt the mid to high handicapper. It's not going to hurt the very good golfer, and that's a problem. Again, you'll see the angle of the tee box is flawed. It's not correct in my opinion. These trees need to be removed. Here's another look from overhead. And as we move on here, I'm going to show you a picture from 1994. And it just gives you a good idea of how much these trees have grown. And I'm sure when this course was being built, they didn't have a big budget to create some, fairway bunkers, some true hazards, they decided probably just to plant trees, and it'll make the golf course harder. And I have a big problem with that because, again, it's going to hurt the mid to high handicapper, and they're not going to come back. They're not going to come back and play this course. And these courses are cash trapped as it is. And then one more problem, you'll see the hole right below the 5th. That's the 15th. You couldn't ask for a better example of how a parallel hole is so boring. It's the same thing. Here's a look from the fairway. A well-protected green. A green that's fairly undulated. A lot of slope. Here's the look from underneath the trees on the left and the long grass that could be utilized. Just front left of the green. These fairway bunkers are pretty big and they don't drain very well, which is another problem in its own right. Here's a look back from behind the green. Just right of the green looking back. Gives you a good idea again of the trees all along the left side of the hole. Now if I was given free rein to change this hole, there's all this land behind and to the left of the green along this hillside, and I would love to bench an angled green with a front trap and utilize the OB on the left. I think it would be a much better hole, a much more unique hole. It would give it a different look than that hole right next to it. You would have more room in between the holes. Again, here's another shot just left and just front short of it. Again, this hole is an epitome of the poor use of trees as hazards. Now I've photoshopped a picture from the tee of the trees being removed, and it just gives you a really good idea of how it would look and utilize with, again, some scrub removal all along the left with the OB. I hope this video explains a lot. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please post some comments. I would love to hear from you guys, and we will see you next time.